For an update on the fixed income and forex markets here in Nigeria, Kingsley Okereke, Treasury and Fixed Income dealer at Diamond Bank, joins me now. Thank you so much, Kingsley. It's a pleasure to have you.
Good day to you. Thank you very much for having me.
Let's start with trading activities today. Bring us up to speed on activities at the fixed income market. So where did we see yields today?
Well, for the fixed income market, it was a bit of a slow pace. Not much really happening. The fixed income market has actually been tied to the NTB space. This actually occurred from the last primary market auction stop rate, where we saw yields come out at 10% levels. So we saw for the past 2 weeks, we've seen a bit of pressure, buying pressure exerted, but that slowed down last week, and we saw a bit of reversal in yields. Basically, we've seen the OMO auctions being come out at 10.8 levels for the NTB space, and that has dampened buying pressures in the fixed income space, basically. So what we've been seeing is rather a swing between both sides. Players are a bit apprehensive to take too much investment positions in the fixed income space with the kind of yields we are seeing and the risk factor also in Nigeria. So that has make the market a bit sluggish. So we've seen at the short end of the market, we've seen yields at 11.6 levels, and at the longer end, we've seen yields for the fixed income space at 12.55 levels thereabout for today.
Now, Kingsley, who's more wary at the moment, foreign or local investors?
Well, it's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both. You know, we've had high system liquidity in time past. That liquidity has also helped create activities in the market. But as the liquidity begins to dwindle with an aggressive monetary policy tightening stance adopted by the Apex Bank, we've been seeing players shying a bit away from the market in that space. But because markets have also been yearning for higher yield on assets, so that has been able to really give a little bit of slowdown. Like today, we had a normal auction, same tenor that was issued at yesterday, still came out at 10.8 levels, effective yield of 11.2, but they only sold half of what was offered. They offered 50 billion, they sold only 25 billion. So in that respect, it shows you that players actually yearning for higher yields, which is why CBN did not sell as much as they hoped to have sold.
So how is that going to play out
on Wednesday?
How is that going to play out if investors want higher yields and perhaps CBN is not willing to offer that just yet? What's going to give?
Well, at some point, CBN will have to balance the risk versus reward. Basically, their major aim is price stability and sanity in the market. So they will look at what kind of premium they hope to pay over the level of liquidity. If they feel that the level of liquidity is good for them, they might just maintain it at current levels. Also being that the new CBN governor assumes office today, so everybody is just watching to see how monetary policies will unfold in that light.
All right, let's talk about the naira. I understand the naira got some support today from dollar sales from a local unit of a foreign company here, Chevron, I suppose. What's been the trend at the RDAS market in the last 3-4 weeks? Have there been any sharp spikes, and what's been the average that the CBN has sold to banks?
Well, basically, rates have been same on the RDAS. We've not seen much. We saw the usual volume of 400 has been reduced to 300, basically. So we've been seeing about 250 thereabout being sold on the market. Rates have been relatively stable. Yesterday and today we saw support from the oil majors coming into the market. Yesterday we closed at 162.40, and today we also closed at 162.50. That's just a 10 kobo depreciation on the naira. But it's been relatively stable. Nothing much happening because of the support we've received, and also with the expectation that NNPC will be coming into the market sometime in the week. So players are just watching to see and holding off demand with that expectation coming to play. So let's see how things unfold, but we don't expect much to happen. We expect the market to continue being relatively stable at this level, because it has always been the trend. This 162 levels have been the trend most predominantly in May.
But Kingsley, if the naira is getting all this support, I mean, over 200 million US dollars sold at the RDAS, and if you said that it's come down to an average of around 400 to 300, that means that there isn't so much demand pressure. We have NMPC flooding the market with dollars. We have local units of these oil firms selling dollars also, and it's not even it's not exactly end of the month. We're in the first week of June, so that's a lot of support for the naira. Yeah. So, I mean, shouldn't that be enough to strengthen it, maybe back to 160, 161 levels?
Well, you could see it strengthen. Definitely, you could see it strengthen. But as this supply pressure dries up, you expect demand to intensify and it will run back up to this 162 levels. Likely, yeah. But yeah, definitely, we expect the 161 levels might likely happen, especially when the NMPC comes to play in the market. All
right, let's just your quick thoughts for trading tomorrow. Are we going to have a relatively quiet session like we had today?
No, I don't expect trading to be relatively quiet. Basically, we've been seeing, as I said, we've been seeing players being a bit apprehensive with the yield levels. We see a bit of bullishness, but afterwards, the bullishness dries up and people just taking profit because people are still a bit skeptical on this level. It's only just on the short term, which is the NTB space, that we've been seeing, the bullish trend being more sustainable because of the certainty in that space, because risk factor is reduced significantly. And also to add this, we are likely seeing that the Eurozone might do a bit of stimulus to their own economy, looking at the deflationary factors that they've been facing, trying to encourage growth and stimulate more growth prospects in their own economy. So also we might see that might also entice the foreign portfolio investors to come and play more actively in our market. But let's see how things unfold, because the ECB governor said that they are going to use both conventional and conventional means to try to stimulate their economy, just to ward off any deflationary effect.